Welcome back, everyone. It's Stray Faye here with another episode of Cafe Enchante. In the last episode, we started Ignis's route. We are now in Chapter 2. So we got to know a little bit more about Ignis, some more lighthearted stuff, like his interest in sports, which is to be expected, considering he's, considered the athletic one. We also had a little misunderstanding between him and Dromi about whether or not him and the owner are mates. It was kind of cute, though, that, Kotone just kind of blew it off to the side, much to his chagrin. And yeah, there's also some other mysteries afoot. Like at the end of the last episode, why the heck are, Minotaurs just somehow making their way from Bestia to this town in particular, where Kotone and Ignis are at. And then also Ignis licked Kotone's hand, which was a weird CG. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Anyway, let's start chapter 2. A few days later. Although the Minotaur's sudden arrival took me by complete surprise. Thanks to Ignis's quick reaction, it was handily incapacitated in no time, which saved us a lot of trouble. We managed to catch everyone up to speed on what had happened, but it was just a mere coincidence after all. Therefore, no one made anything of it. At Enchante, it was business as usual, a vibrant but peaceful day. One day, as I was preparing a batch of drip coffee grounds based on the rare type of Hawaiian Kona beans. Hawaiian Kona, a variety of coffee bean cultivated in the Kona district on the island of Hawaii. Among coffee connoisseurs, it is known to be scarce and high in quality. I don't know about the coffee, but man, there's so many people that name their dog Kona. I don't know why. I don't know why they like that Hawaiian name so much. I stood while listening to some of the bright chatter occurring throughout the cafe. Some of the guests occupying the cafe at this time were the Demon King, the Beast, and... Q! Koro. Kari and Koro observed as the other two played a heated game of poker. Full house! How about you, Ignis? Oh no. Is Ignis good at board games? I know he's good at athletic stuff. What fair is it? Guess that means I win again. That means the next round of coffee's on you, Ignis. Yeah, I feel like Ignis is the type that will just play any card or board games. He would be the type that flip the board. Cute! Damn it, again! How do you keep winning? Miser, you better not be using your stupid powers to peek at my hand. As if I'd ever need to. I can see what kind of hand you've got by looking at your face. Ugh. That makes 8 straight losses for Ignis. Maybe you should consider raising the white flag. I placed a pot of freshly brewed coffee in front of Miser. It was hard not to burst into laughter at their witty exchange. Judging by how things are panning out, it seems as though Ignis would be the one to foot the bill for the coffee. Well, I'm pretty sure Miser has an unfair advantage here. True. Considering my position, psychological warfare is almost second nature to me. Miser put in his lips to the mug, taking a moment to partake in a victorious smile before claiming his hot, caffeinated prize. Ignis, on the other hand, stewed in his resentment, staring angrily back at Miser before asking me a question. Say, by the way, Kotone, when was the last time you played any poker? Cute! Couldn't help. from tensing up at the mention of Ignis's inquiry and Kororo's affirmative cry. Me? Come to think of it, you're right. I think I've only seen her spectate. Why don't you try playing a game with Ignis? It may turn out to be an even match. Well, we are kind of the same age, so... Yep, I don't mind. Don't expect me to go easy on you, though. I searched for an appropriate response. I wouldn't mind playing, but... just don't be too disappointed, okay? Hmm? Three of a kind. I got nothing. Two pair. No pair. Got a pair. No pair again. This is terrible luck. Both Miser and Ignis gazed at me sympathetically, quietly collecting the scattered cards without a word. How do I put this? Live strong. Cute. Karia tapped me lightly on the shoulder. I could have imagined it, but it seemed like even Kororo pitied me for my defeat, despite knowing nothing at all about poker. In your case, it seems like you need more than just good fortune, eh? You do know how to shuffle a deck of cards, but sadly luck wasn't on your side. Honestly, I'm more impressed than anything. Never met anyone who couldn't form a single hand. I told you not to be disappointed. Right. I've never been one to opt for games that involve chance. I can play things like board games, but... I can't say I'm surprised you're the unlucky type. You have that air about you. But who would have guessed that she's this bad? You put the miss in misfortune. Are you... okay? Like, are you constantly at risk of dying as soon as you step outside? Or has anyone ever called you gullible? It's not that bad. Just as I was about to challenge his silly notions, the clock rang, signaling evening. On this day every week, I close up early in order to restock ingredients, or just cause. Or just cause she feels like it. However, the lives of who live in the cafe, along with anyone involved with running it, were largely unaffected. My only real duty was to put away the sign and tidy up the cafe. After those tasks, I had all the free time I wanted until it was time to prepare dinner. What should I do after this? Maybe I'll take a walk to the market for groceries. As I stood there contemplating... Q! Kororo? Although it was unclear to what exactly Kororo was reacting, he started flapping flippers and tail atop the table. Cute! Oh, little guy wants to go with you. It would be weird to just carry a baby Seal to the market. Huh? But he usually naps or hangs out with Karia. Is something the matter? Maybe he's in need of a change of pace today, huh? Let him tag along. I suggest treating him like a stuffed doll. That'll ensure no one wanted attention. Okay. If I had to guess, maybe Kororo wanted to explore places other than Bestia for once. Do you promise to be a good boy, Kororo? Cute! My question was met with energetic glee. But it was impossible to tell whether or not he really understood me. That settles it. We'll hold down the fort. Have fun, you two. Huh? You two? Out of reflex, I made eye contact with Ignis, at whom Miser appeared to give a knowing smile. Yo, what makes you think I'm gonna tag along with her? Oh, because we need your keen tracking skills, just in case Goro gets separated from you. Got it? Totally not just playing matchmaker here, Miser. You're the one who adopted Kororo. Take responsibility as its chaperone. Who you calling a chaperone? Luckily for Kororo, he was in the perfect position for a display of affection. In this particular case, a headbutt. He gently struck Ignis's elbow, which was resting on the corner of the table. Ow. What? Hit him right in the funny bone. Oh, that must have hurt. Landed the horn right on the funny bone, didn't he? Exactly what I was thinking. Q! Contrary to Ignis, who clutched his elbow in agony, Kororo glanced at Ignis, his eyes sparkling with trust and admiration for Ignis. Why, you little... You pack a mean punch for such a little dude, don't you? That's how Kororo expresses affection. You couldn't stay mad at him even if you wanted to. By the looks of things, it seems like Kororo wants you to tag along with us. What do you say? Cute! Fine. Message received. Just don't hit me again. If Kororo were human, one might have thought he was locked in a crouching start. After spending the last minute or so rubbing the small fuzzy creature's head, Ignis stood from his seat. Though we had no destination in mind, Ignis, Kororo, and I set off on our walk. Q. I held the wiggly, crying Kororo in my arms as we trekked around town. I had a hunch that Kororo wouldn't be able to handle a large crowd for too long, so Ignis and I made an agreement. Felt more sensible to explore openly, stopping only if something caught my eye. If I liked it, I'd buy it. Simple as that. Then, we made our way to the road's edge. Q. The slew of passing automobiles caught Kororo's notice, to which he responded with an inquisitive cry. Whoa, Kororo! It's okay to cry now and then, but could you please keep it down? Q. You think he understands us at all? I really wonder how much of it sticks and how much of it goes in one ear and out the other. I wonder the same thing. He is fairly responsive, especially when we're talking, so he must be cognizant. Plus, he quieted down when I asked him. Maybe he possesses some understanding of our thoughts and feelings. Oh yeah! Isn't Koro capable of learning mimicking human speech, like a parrot? It's been a while since we've tested him. I wonder what other words he knows besides our names. You know, I never heard him talk. Maybe I just haven't been paying attention. Sure, he's memorized most of our names by now. Indeed. Let's test him a bit. Q? Koro wore a curious expression as he curled up in my arms, so I asked him to say... so many choices. Okay, interesting that Ignis is on that list. So I think the choice doesn't matter here. Maybe Karya? 'Cause he hangs out with Karya the most. Okay, Koro, repeat after me. Or is this all of the choices? Last but not least, let's try Karya's name. Next, Koro is so attached to him. Okay, Koro, can you say Karya? Kyu? Kyurururu? Kyuru. Karyu. Karyu. Huh. It almost sounds like he has a lisp. Aww. 10 out of 10 for being super adorable. What do you mean 10 out of 10? Why even bother giving a score then? Regardless, seeing Koro put forth effort in learning our names earned him a nice belly rub. Guess that confirms he's warmed up to all the regulars now. Now if you get along with Dromi too... Q? That's probably not happening. Every time he pops in, Koro acts like a guard dog, extremely hostile. True. I wonder what it is about Dromi that Koro can't seem to stand. Maybe Koro can sense how obnoxious and stupid he is. Maybe Koro thinks he can beat him up. He's like at the bottom. Dromi's at like the bottom of the food chain. This is just like the bottom rung of the pecking order. But it's not a crime to hate Dromi. So long as we keep an eye on him, there aren't gonna be any problems. Ignis is sure to note, however, how headbutting Dromi didn't count as a problem. Oh? It was happening again. Ignis picked up on a scent in the air, halting him in his tracks. Ignis, what's the matter? Nothing. I just smell something. What could it be? All those cars are emitting gas fumes, so it's kinda hard to tell. Q? Ignis squinted his eyes, trying hard to make out objects far into the distance beyond the road. Had he found something? Just as Koro and I looked ahead. Alright, we got another... Is this a Minotaur? Familiar roar. Grog! Ah! Crashing the cars again. As soon as I gasped, I was met with a familiar scene where vehicles soared through the sky and dominated by periphery. Townspeople began to flee for safety. Scream, apparently. Oh gosh, it's a little bit loud. Straight ahead of us, the creature swatted at nearby cars, taking menacing, fearsome steps? Before food prep? Wait. That was a weird sentence. Grog! Maybe I should use, I have no idea how that sounds. Ah, Minotaurs? We're outnumbered! What? Again? They're bipedal! The Minotaurs had us cornered. I mean, sure. They likely had been waiting for us the whole time. The Minotaur's hooves clopped on the pavement as it charged towards us. Kotone, take Koro and get as far away as you can! Oh, okay. You sure you'll be okay through this, Ignis? Unlike last time, there are more of them than us. You might not be able to do it all on your own. Don't worry, I know. Look at all these damn cows. Why are they even here? Anyway, as long as we ensure that there are no human casualties, Rindo's got the roads and buildings under control. Okay, so... meaning we can trash the place. Just don't kill anybody. It's a weak roar. While Ignis delegated some of the dirty work to Rindo, the Minotaurs were gaining speed as they charged at him. For better or for worse, it had seemed as though the Minotaurs were blind to anyone but Ignis. Ignis clenched his fists, bracing himself for a retaliatory strike against the Minotaurs. But before the Titans could reach Ignis... What a fiasco. I'll make you wish you never interrupted this magnificent celebration. Who's this? A white shadow emerged from the video game shop. Huh? Oh, it's ill. We went to get an Otome game, probably. Huh? A radiant chain of light materialized, which was used to round up and restrain the beasts. Ignis watched it all unfold, letting out a light sigh as he stepped within the range of the lights. Rug! Ignis had literally sank his opponents into the asphalt in an instant. The chaos had yet to settle, but as far as I could tell, everyone on our side would emerge from this unscathed. Plus, the chains which strangled them belonged to... Hi. So it was you. Ill! That chain of light belonged to you. That was your magic. Indeed. I've shown you glimpses of my powers in the past, but these large and brutish foes are rather easy to stall. Enough with the explanations, Poindexter. Put those damn wings away before people start taking selfies with you. Oh, that's right. Brenda will no doubt scold me again. Ill scanned the area around us for any civilians before tucking away his wings. Oh, hi.
Are you two okay? That store was rather packed today. Please excuse my tardiness.
From out of the very same game shop where Ill was browsing emerged Canis, as imposing but gentle as ever. Huh? Canis, I didn't know you were here too.
I'm actually accompanying Ill.
Ill needs a babysitter. Canis responded matter-of-factly, unlike Ill, whose eyes instantly lit up. They're holding a launch commemoration raffle to celebrate the launch of a certain Otome game. Release commemoration lottery. A lottery held at game shops and other places to commemorate the release of a game. With good luck, one can win extravagant prizes related to the game. Don't really do that here. Just I guess promo stuff. At GameStop, but yeah, we don't get super crazy lotteries. And feast your eyes. Canis' raffle ticket won a poster.
So that's that. I tagged along to increase his chances of him winning a prize.
I stood beside Ignis, whose jaw looked unhinged from exasperation. I, on the other hand, called Rindo. Okay, I updated Rindo. There you go. Getting the hang of it now, aren't you? I don't think we should be getting the hang of this. Ahaha, that's... not that it's much to be proud of. Cute?
Ill, is it possible for you to hide these Minotaurs momentarily? They will undoubtedly attract unwanted eyes. We may be able to disguise ourselves, but those Minotaurs are something else.
Understood. Although temporarily, this light refraction skill should do the trick. Ill approached the constricted Minotaur slowly, readying the spell he prepared. Then... Huh? After peeking to the Minotaur's faces, Ill tilted his head. Ignis, do Minotaurs normally have such cloudy eyes like these? Wait, are they dead? Both Ignis and I peeked into the eyes of one of the still conscious Minotaur. Okay, not dead. Although Ignis seemed nonplussed about it. Then... What's going on? The mad Minotaur. As expected, the beast resorted to grunts. Its eyes began to bulge from its skull, giving me an impression that they could pop out at any second. Yikes! Phew! As Koro trembled in my arms, I couldn't help but follow suit, letting out a whimper. This is... Nope. My intense panic thankfully was mitigated by an incoming call I received. I pressed answer with the intention of distracting myself from that wicked gaze. Hello? Thank you for contacting me earlier. I sent some agents your way. But we ran into a hitch. Turns out some of the agents are a bit tied up, so they may be running a little late. Rindo's voice quivered with slight worry. Huh? Did something happen at the GPM? Well, it has to do with... Bestia. Ignis reached out his hand towards my phone, meaning he overheard Rindo's remark. Let me talk to him. Sure. Hey Rindo, what's this all about? What's going on back home? Ignis put the phone to his ear, speaking in an uncharacteristically hushed tone. Rindo, however, seemed unbothered that Ignis has taken the phone to discuss the matter with him himself. Ignis, could I ask you to swing by the GPM with her in a bit? There's something imperative we must discuss. We left the task, or loading, in the Minotaurs to the GPM. Canis and ill, not to mention Koro, who seemed tired. Ignis and I made our way to the headquarters of the GPM. Rather than being escorted by Rindo himself, a gang of agents welcomed us in. We entered the elevator, which took us deep into the underground facility. What? Hey, welcome! Welcome to the GPM, more specifically to the wormhole room, designed by the ultimate genius, yours truly. This is your first time on this floor, isn't it? Come, take your time! Observe, appreciate, and praise my legacy! Mikado continued to wax poetic about his invention. Yeah, what the heck is this? Almost looks like a brain. Like little neurons everywhere. But I needed no preface of his to be completely captivated by the misshapen space, the wormhole. It sat in the middle of the room. This is the GPM's famous wormhole. I vaguely recalled Rindo describing it to me in the past, but seeing it with my own eyes was something else entirely. Do be careful. You should be fine to travel through it safely, but I can't promise the same for when you arrive. Rindo cautioned us with a furrowed brow. To my side, Ignis grew impatient. Hey, we're not here to celebrate whatever this nerd's achievements are. Self-perpetuated disaster is more like it. Make your point so I can go already, but I'm sure. It's probably has something to do with those meat slabs, doesn't it? Shoulda known. Something caught Ignis's attention. Oh. It was in the corner of the room. He stared intently at a line of large cages. The inhabitants which growled at Ignis. Are they caging beasts for Bestia? Upon closer inspection, they were... What? It's a Minotaur herd. It was a group of Minotaurs. Thick chains restrained them to their cages. Several Minotaurs comprised their ranks, both bipedal and quadrupedal alike, trying to free themselves from imprisonment. But why are there so many Minotaurs here? I mean, they don't seem like the Minotaurs that attacked us earlier, do they? Simple! The Minotaurs over there have been contained for one reason. All of them came falling out of the wormhole within the last few days, and were captured by the GPM. Huh? What? So you were not poaching them for Bestia? Okay, so it wasn't their fault that they're here. How rude! We have sufficient Minotaur research. We have no need to capture more subjects. However... Mikado raised his arms, waving his white coat in the air as his voice trailed. Mikado's assistant. Yakura Mikado, I've compiled the data you requested on each of the beasts. Clutched in his hand was a thick dossier. Someone whom I am assumed to be Mikado's assistant exited from the elevator. Oh, excellent timing. Dear assistant, please hand those documents to Ignis. She has cleared to view them too. Assistant did as instructed, passing the folder to us without a word. Strangely enough, he went off to the corner of the room, observing us silently. Once you look through those documents, I think you'll come to understand the gravity of the situation. I eyed the contents, thrilled by my curiosity as I flipped through the pages. Known Bestian Minotaur locations. One page had a map with several red markings. You don't tell me all these places are where you spotted the Minotaurs. I'm afraid that's true. Can't you read? Mikado coolly shrugged, and Rindo picked up where he left off. Fortunately, the beasts that we've seen thus far were not strong enough to overpower any agents we've sent to subdue them, but if the Minotaurs of the size and temperament that you've encountered begin to appear more frequently, then we're surely in trouble. Ignis, didn't you task someone to investigate what the Minotaurs were up to? Got any details worth sharing? Rindo's request got a tense response from Ignis, who raised his eyebrow. I, got the odd report here or there. Ignis briefly explained to Rindo what he knew about the case of the vanishing Bestian Minotaurs. I see. The timing is enough to indicate that there aren't isolated incidents. I personally would like to hear more details. The intel's from Dromi. If you want to know more, should I head back to Bestia real quick to drag his ass over here? Just when Mikado nodded in agreement. What? Hey, you rang? Boy, do I have impeccable timing or what? Dromi? It was Dromi, sporting a winning smile as he emerged from the wormhole. Huh? Who threw a party without me? What up, Miss Soder? What a surprise. Wait, is it evening now? Good evening. Dromi came frolicking over to Ignis' side, perhaps sensing that the latter had mentioned him. Let me guess. This is about the Minotaurs, huh? Man, I really do have impeccable timing, don't I? I had a feeling Enchante closed shop for the day, so I came to give my report, and voila! Everyone's here. Talk about luck. Wait, did he just go to the cafe door? He's like, no one's here. And then, just trot off to the wormhole? You could have just walked down, the sidewalk or something. Mikado turned to face Dromi. We would like to expand what Ignis asked of you to report on the Minotaur activity. Since we're here, we may as well hear your side. Ignis and Rindo both nodded in turn, instilling a level of confidence in Dromi I had never seen. Oh no, he's needed. Oh god. Does this mean you're relying on me? I won't let you down. Dromi took a moment to organize his thoughts, inhaling deeply before beginning his report. After I gave the first report to my bro here, I got curious about how quiet the Minotaurs were. Afterwards, I started poking around to find a lead as to where they went. Soon, I got a tip that they were headed to Bestia's depths at the edge of the border. Then off I went. Then? His demeanor changed. We all scooted in closer, noticing his shifted mood. The air in the room became tense. Knowing he had our undivided attention, Dromi revealed what he saw. Not a damn thing! He's gonna get his ass beat. It was kind of a hassle, you know. Turns out the place is barren. Man, I never want to go back there. Everyone's just eerily quiet. What's the matter? How about some words of appreciation? Maybe some praise or something? Dromi blinked, awaiting a response. Ignis was the first to react as he... Dromi! Yes, sir! Die! Gave him the iron claw. Ow! Ignis did us all a favor by inflicting his judgment upon Dromi. That provides us with no new information. Damn, I feel like an idiot for expecting anything meaningful out of this stupid tiger. But there's still much we don't know. We don't know how many anomalies there are, and to what extent they're connected. Dromi brought himself back to his feet, responding to Rindo's speculation with a point of his own. Oh, if you're looking for anomalies, the fact that I stumbled down a wormhole is about the only thing I can think of. Huh? I mean, like I said, I fell through the hole. It was an accident. I was being chased by a beast, something other than a Minotaur. What kind of crap are you? Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. You said you fell through a wormhole. How did you get here then? Rindo was quick to pick up where Ignis' thought trailed, interjecting with a look of genuine surprise. Took me a few seconds to understand the meaning behind his trepidation. Oh, that's right. If the wormhole is not set in a fixed secure location, then whoever travels through it can't control where they land. Precisely. The fact that he's here with us here at all is right now is a miraculous words. I can't speak. Right here is miraculous. It's nonsense. From what you told us, the particular hole you traveled through connects to Bestia, which gives us more questions than answers. Rami was speechless, perhaps from the still wrapping his head around the concept. He said in confusion then. Wait, you're right. Wait, what? I thought I was traveling to the human world. I mean, at least I ended up in the same town where Enchante is, so I thought I came through that gate. But then I was like, oh crap! I gotta go back and investigate, so I came back here real quick. So I was in Bestia like usual and stuck around for a little bit until I transported back here? His response was even more confusing. It was unclear if he understood anything. Then something clicked, so I took another glance at the marked map. It dawned on me. These locations look familiar, in fact. Look! The known locations surround Enchante. Ignis was aghast as he processed the flood of information confronting him. Seems like all the Minotaurs are coming over here in response to the ones that have been vanishing in Bestia. Which must mean... do all the wormholes in Bestia connect to that town? Wait, so you mean... the reason these Minotaurs keep showing up is because they're targeting you? It's possible. Can't really go off in the human world like I can in Bestia. I don't doubt for a second that they see the advantage in ambushing me here. Wait, wouldn't the Minotaurs be weaker as well? It was hard to accept at first, but after the amount of violent Minotaurs we encountered went beyond coincidence, it seemed too logical to ignore. But yeah, how are they getting access to wormholes that conveniently? It's too convenient. The revelation seemed to catch Mikado off guard, as if he found solace by cuddling a stuffed animal he kept nearby. This is quite the conundrum, Ku. We must investigate Bestia's wormholes in more detail. Don't forget, we must find the Minotaur's locations in their hideout, too. At the rate they're coming, we can't contain them all. Before I forget, would my assistant like to contribute anything to our conversation? The answer is no. Besides, my assignment is to support your non-human research. Analyzing goes beyond the scope of my responsibilities. I guess it was pointless to ask. Can't argue with that. Well, if you want answers right away, got a pair of hands for these cows that'll get them talking in no time. Alright, we're just gonna start punching. They got crazy eyes. I don't know how much talking they'll be doing, even with your fists. They're still in the room. Even if I could share Androme's reluctance to talk to them, or even I could share Androme's reluctance to talk to them. The caged Minotaurs, much like the Minotaur which Il had subdued, they all possessed vacant, cloudy eyes. They stared fiercely at Ignis, ready to pounce him at a moment's notice, were they not chained. I bet their combat instincts are getting the better of them, and they're going insane because of it. Combat instincts? What do you mean insane? Yep, kinda like... Well, I first heard about this when I was a little kid. I guess beasts overstimulate their combat instincts if they fight too hard, too long. They go mad and start raging uncontrollably. Bro, I thought you... Shut up, Dromy. Yes, sir. Huh? This is the first I've heard of that phenomenon. Even if that were true, how can so many of them go mad at once? She has a point. We've kept them imprisoned here for some time, yet they've shown no sign of recovery. From my perspective, I think there are external forces at work here. Mikado approached the cages and peeked into the eyes of the Minotaurs without flinching at the monsters who dwarfed him in size. Well, if we were to return them to Bestia in this state, they would simply return to your town using a wormhole. We should keep them here for a while to research what's affecting their condition, using the state-of-the-art physical exams. The reason we called you was to get you up to speed on things, Kotone. After all, you are a citizen of that town, and more specifically Enchante. We can't leave you on the dock here. I nod affirmatively at Rindo. I had to tell everybody in Enchante too. But... I wonder what's happening to Bestia and the Minotaurs. Ignis was silent. I might have to pay them a visit at their turf, face to face. His statement puzzled me. Huh? A visit their turf? As in, going off to search for them? Yep. Even though they're nothing to someone as tough as me, if they keep popping up, it'll be a pain in my ass. Can't do anything about the wormholes, but I'm good. I'm as good as a tracker as anyone. I can get us some answers at least. Once they attack Enchante, or humans get involved, it'll be too late to act. Bro, you're such a... Ignis's fist connected with Dromy's head produced a dull thud, the force of which nearly buried his head into his shoulder, not just bruised. But this was typical of them. Rindo didn't bat an eye at the screaming or the cries of agony and continued. Well then, we'll do our part and send out an investigation unit from this hole. Having said that, we can't venture into those territories ourselves, so we'll have to rely on you for that. I prefer not to work with you people, but better have more heads this time. Ignis scratched his head absent-mindedly before turning to face me. There you have it, Kotone. Starting tomorrow, I won't be there to bother you at Enchante. You got Miser and them with you, so technically I shouldn't be worried. But keep an eye out for the Minotaurs. Okay, I'll be careful. Soon after, Rindo and I went over our detailed plan. Ignis was to depart for Bestia at dawn. Much to his disliking, Dromy was assigned to join him. This is confusing. This whole plot's confusing. Then, at the hour of first light, Ignis stood waiting for Dromy to arrive so that he could leave without saying goodbye, but I deliberately held him back. The reason being... Oh. You're kidding me! You know, I'm leaving for a serious mission, don't you? But you've got the nerve to keep me because you want to make me lunch? Yes, I asked him to stick around for a bit longer so I could feed the hungry wolf. I handled the frying pan, simmering Ignis's meal as he posed his incredulous question beside me in the kitchen. You're the one who's going to be sorry if you end up passing out from starvation. Am I wrong? It wouldn't be very funny if some other beast were to kill you while you were knocked out. Ugh. Got no rebuttal for that one. See? His mission would last at least a few days. So I arranged a menu, one designed to provide him stamina and would be tasty even when cold. You done yet? His tone was petulant, but I detected a hint of curiosity as to what I cooked him. He didn't seem to rush me. Just a couple more minutes, but promise me you won't wolf it down the moment I hand it over. I won't. I didn't believe him. I had to watch him, making sure he wouldn't open the lunchbox until after he entered the gate. But still, it warmed my heart to know that my cooking could still excite him, even in these circumstances. As I added touches of seasoning, I snuck a look at Ignis. He watched my hands intensely with curiosity and interest. Each time I picked up a utensil or added an ingredient, his eyes followed. The kind of look a puppy would give. Ignis, does cooking interest you? Well, a little. I can only make cheap crap. I know most people recommend following recipes, but... So... Now that you admitted it, do you want to try cooking with me? Huh? Okay, this is just a blank text box. A savory aroma rises from the pan as the dish sizzles in high heat. As he grabs the pan... You're swinging it too hard! You're gonna spill it all! I got it! Oh. Making some stir fry there. If I hadn't guided him, it was likely Ignis would destroy the pan altogether. I started to coach him at every step, explaining each individual technique. Take a look. Innocent Ignis. The fire's too high. We're not grilling steak here. Okay. Okay, add salt and pepper to taste. Maybe a bit more soy sauce. Drop a teaspoon's worth in a circular motion. Be careful not to add too much. Oh, wait! You're going way too fast! Slow down, will ya? If I slow down, it'll overcook. What the hell? This is harder than any fight I've ever been in. Although, at first he struggled, soon Ignis began to loosen up. Oh, he's happy now. Now that's what I'm talking about. No matter what, I guarantee the flavor will be delicious. Alright, what do I do next? Bring it on! Okay. In the end, he found himself comfortable enough in the kitchen to crack a smile and enjoy the process. After tenacious effort, we began to pack all the food into lunchboxes. Of course, we included the meal we cooked together in the batch. Now that I've tried it for myself, I realize something. Preparing a good dish takes a lot of effort and love. Eating random stuff thrown together wouldn't have satisfied me. At least not that day. I gotta be sure to thank the old man. Seems I accomplished opening his eyes to how meticulous and laborious it could be. By the end, though, he sounded exhausted. I can't help but notice something at the end of his statement that catches my attention. Huh? Grandpa? What are you talking about? Huh? Oh, guess I never told you about the first time I met the old man. What the hell? Keeping it from you at this point would be rude. Ignis cleared his throat and began to open up. He recounted the first time he visited Enchante. Well, this might be interesting. I was there. Compared to some of the other non-humans at Enchante, I was a newer regular. This is Ignis's past. I'm guessing Miser, Canis, and Il were there for a lot longer. I don't know how long they knew Grandpa. Unlike Canis and the others who have been going for, what, 10, 15 years? I'd only been around for maybe 5, a bit before the GPM came into the picture. Can't tell you exactly which year it was. But at the time, I was already famous for being the top fighter in Bestia. Every small fry in the land wanted to be king of the hill, but one after the other, I sent them packing with tails between their legs. I fought, and fought some more. It was a way of life for me. I never went a day without seeing blood. That day started out like any other, but it wasn't. Anyway. I had finished a particularly tough fight when I caught the scent of the spilt blood, which was left by my scared opponents. Grr, grr. A bizarre craving began to run rampant within me, festering inside. That's right, the combat instinct. The thing I mentioned yesterday. Let me tell you, it hurts. My vision went red and I began to crave prey without thinking about it. No matter what I tried, it wouldn't stop, after wondering about it for a while. Grr, grr. Damn it! Can't give in. I'll never kill anyone. It took all of my willpower. I wandered in search of a secluded place as I struggled to stay myself. In the end, I found something. A strange board standing in a field of ice. Yeah, it was the gate to Enchante. But since wormholes aren't really a thing that we use in Bestia, I wasn't sure what to make of it at first. I was so desperate to be rid of the craving, I punched the door with all my might, then it opened. The door suddenly opened. I came to a place without snow or blizzards, somewhere completely different from Bestia. Oh. I wonder, is this Grandpa? Or is this someone else? Oh, hi there, kid. Might you be visiting from another world? Someone happened to be standing there. He appeared out of nowhere with a rabid look in his eyes, like he was plucked from battle, even when looking at me. You must be worn out. Well, if you're here as a guest, you're more than welcome. Go on and hurry inside. Hey, you! Where are you? Ah, that's the spirit. Now I'll get you in top shape in no time. Without fear or hesitation, he dragged me effortlessly into the cafe. Then he set a fresh plate of food in front of me, seemingly out of thin air. Here, eat this and enjoy. The best remedy for a foul mood is a proper meal. Meal? Eat? Huh? Ah, you're just like that angel. You don't have a need for food, do you? The kind old man explained to me what eating was and how to do so. He encouraged me the whole way. Being on the brink of madness, though, I made it tough to appreciate in the moment. Couldn't help taking the savory smell coming from the food. So I did what he said and dug in. Then... Huh? It hit me. As clear as a smack to the face. My senses overloaded. A tingly feeling took over my tongue, complemented by a pleasant texture. All the rage within me instantly began to subside just for one bite. I felt like myself again. To me, it seemed I was so in awe from how flavorful the meal was that it calmed my beastly impulses. So, I made it a point to continue coming here out of appreciation for the old man. That's all. So, anyway, I'm a little... Scratch that. I'm super impressed at humans for inventing something as wild as cooking. I see. That explains where you got that appetite. It was such a lovely anecdote. Sorry for not telling you till now. Huh? What do you mean? Oh, I mean, the part about me nearly losing my mind. I mentioned it yesterday without saying how close to home it was. Yep, kinda like... Well, I first heard about this when I was a little kid. I guess beasts overstimulate their combat instincts if they fight too hard too long. They go mad and start raging uncontrollably. Oh, so you were talking about yourself. Yup, guess I didn't want you to know that part of me in that moment. I'm not really good at explaining it. That's alright. I could see why it would be difficult to bring up. You think? So, you're not scared of me after what I told you? Well, the past is your past. Wouldn't it be weird to be afraid of something in the past? Besides, speaking for myself, I feel lucky to have heard your story. Oh, why's that? Not that I think it'd happen to you again. If and only if you were to succumb to a similar state, all I would need to do is feed you a good meal and you'd be fine, right? Oops. Was my response insensitive? An awkward silence hovered until... You idiot. In a soft, intimate voice, he responded with a smile and shook my head. Huh? For a couple of seconds, I was stunned. Not so much from what he said, but from the warmth in his smile, which he somehow transferred into my chest. Nonetheless, it was still awkward. I'm no idiot! I stammered like a scared child. Afterwards, we packed the assembled lunchboxes inside a large duffel bag. Maybe we might have gone overboard? It was possible that I made too much, especially since they were tiered lunchboxes. But I trusted Ignis to eat it all regardless. Hey bro! Sorry to make you wait. By the time we completed wrapping the lunchboxes, Dromi arrived from Bestia, once more at the perfect time. I decided to see the two off, waving to them at the gate on their way to Bestia. But just as Ignis placed his hand on the doorknob, Ugh! Dromi let out a sudden sharp gasp. He hastily tapped all over his body, specifically on the outside of pockets in search of something. Sorry, bro. I forgot something at the GPM. Forgot something? Yeah, it's a weird metal clump called a transmitter that the doc handed me. He told to drop it in a wormhole when I find one. Anyway, I'll catch up with you from the wormhole over there. Go on ahead without me. Without bothering to wait for Ignis' response, Stromy sprinted out. Stupid tiger. Does he have any idea where this gate and the GPM wormhole land in relation to each other? Is it that far? A few days at least, on foot. But I'd probably lose my mind if I stuck with them for too long. So it works out. We got the same destination anyway. Ignis gave it a second go and put his hand on the doorknob. Well, see you later. I know I already told you, but I'll say it again. Watch out for the Minotaurs. Right. Watch out for yourself too, Ignis. Good luck out there. Yeah, see ya. Ignis curled his lips into a smile that was softer than usual, then he opened the gate. Returning to the freezing tundra that was his home. A few days later... Alright, here's today's lunch special. For the salad, I prepared a special dressing, which I've placed here. This is going to be a problem. Huh? Is something wrong, Miser? Is there something in there you don't like? No. It looks great, as always. It's not the food necessarily that I have a problem with.
Kotone, take a look at how many people are seated versus how much food you prepared.
Huh? I glanced around, seeing the array of dishes I had plated in full confidence. Soon I realized that it was a monstrous amount, an almost intimidating array. This undoubtedly exceeds the normal portions we partake in, does it not? Ah! Oopsie! I mistakenly kept Ignis' appetite in mind. Karia, didn't you notice when you were helping her in the kitchen? I did, but she seemed a little out of it, so I didn't feel right bringing it up. Ugh, was I really spacing out? So sorry guys, you don't have to eat all of it.
No, we will take it. Everything looks delicious, without a doubt.
Truly, whatever we don't finish now, we can save for dinner. That makes me feel a lot better. Lunch went on without issue, save for my careless over-preparation. The regulars began discussing Bestia over dessert, coffee, and juices. I had informed Miser and the others about Ignis' mission with the Minotaurs. However, this is Ignis' first extended leave of absence from Enchante in some time, yes?
Indeed. Until now, he wouldn't go more than a couple days without returning.
That's true. Seems like our owner is a little preoccupied thinking about her friend, the Hungry Wolf. Well, of course I am. Isn't it normal to be concerned about a long-time guest? Well then, let's just leave it at that. I wondered what he was implying. Haha, Try not to worry too much. I'm sure he'll come stomping in before you know it. The Minotaur raids, at least at the moment, seem to have slowed down significantly. My agents will have no trouble handling it.
And if push came to shove, we would have no problem rushing to your aid. Thankfully for the moment, it does not seem necessary.
True. Ignis will be fine. Ignis was a skilled fighter, one who was sternly against bloodshed. So, not only was I sure he would return, I hoped he would do so unscathed. It's just... The cuts of meat I purchased for Ignis will go bad if he doesn't return soon. Like Miser said... Gotta put him in the freezer. That we were aware of how sorely his presence was missed in Enchante was unsettling. Every passing minute spent inside of the cafe without him around me amplified a dull ache within me. Later that night, I lay bundled in my bed, unable to shake the discomfort. Q? Q? Hello. I woke to the sound of a timid squeak. What's the matter, Kororo? Q? Kororo, who had been snuggling close to me, cried out into the night. It seemed odd for him to wake up this late. He usually slept through the night. I watched him patiently, hoping to understand what he was trying to convey. Q. Lu. Ignis. Ah. That's right. You must miss Ignis quite a bit too, huh, Kororo? Q. I whispered to him softly, petting his fur with gentle strokes as he cooed. Me too, Kororo. We had that in common. I guess I miss Ignis more than I thought I would. I chuckled at the thought. Eventually, since I was wide awake, I changed into a new set of clothes. I held Kororo in my arms, quietly making my way down to the cafe, trying carefully not to wake Canis nor Ill. While down there, I stared blankly at the gate where I last saw Ignis before he left for Bestia. Of course, I couldn't dare to enter on account of my recent traumatic experience. Nearly being sucked in will do that. I could do nothing more than look. I held Kororo gently in my arms, raising him up so that he could get a better view of the room. Kororo, I know you're lonely, but be a good boy and wait just a little bit longer, okay? As soon as he's done with his mission, Ignis will be right back here with a big smile on his face. Cute! Seems as though Kororo understood as he let out an adorable cry, as if he had regained his spirits. Okay then, let's go back to bed. We don't want to get up too late. I turned my back to the gate room and made my way back upstairs. Just then... Huh? I hear a door burst open behind me. Oh. Q? Before I could react, something... No, someone covered my mouth and eyes. From there, my body was forcefully dragged backwards. This can't be. I wriggled in protest, but the assailant locked their arms around me tightly. I couldn't budge. Before I could react, I was flung into the open gate. Okay. What just happened? Ill? Ugh. I hate to do this to you at this hour, Canis. This is probably like a moment of deja vu here.
I do not mind, but are you sure you heard it coming from the cafe?
Yes, to be exact, I didn't just hear something. I felt the room temperature plummet. How to best to put it? It was as if a blizzard came barreling through the cafe. I guess Il is pretty sensitive to cold.
A drop in temperature? A blizzard? Even though Karya is not here? Do not tell me that something happened at the gate again. Kotone!
Uh-oh. They're not gonna be able to get to her, though. Unlike at Medio, with the Medio thing, we had Karya that could open the gate. Alright, I'm guessing this is Kotone's perspective. Is she gonna be okay? We don't have that little the fur thing that keeps us warm. Ugh. It's freezing. I was sprawled on the icy ground, unable to move my body. I had no clue how I was cast into this Arctic world, let alone how I managed to survive the nap. My body, which was in no way dressed for snow, was on the verge of frostbite. A punishing chill caused my body to shiver violently as my lungs flooded with ice. I glanced at the tips of my fingers, noticing how they were turning blue, how they were quickly losing sensitivity. And although he had to be fully aware that his actions were mostly futile... Oh, hi! You're here with me! Q! Koro, who was flung here with me, desperately kept headbutting me to keep me from losing consciousness. I'm glad, Koro, you're okay. Q! Oh dear. I could scarcely open my mouth without agonizing from the harsh chill. It seemed we were taken by a mysterious shadow which vanished when I awoke. Maybe the gate's nearby, or so I hoped. Wherever we were, I knew we were far from home. Then, for you, Koro, I have to take you. Oh. Somewhere safe. Q! Hmm? Who's this? Q? Q? I won't hurt you. It's okay, trust me. I must return the favor. Oh, wait, is this Bunny Girl? Q? Been so long since we've seen Bunny Girl. Now, Ignis's perspective now. I walked and walked, looking for one of the Minotaur strongholds Stromy found near the border. I arrived before our meeting time, so I poked my head in, explored a bit. It's been abandoned. I can't pick up any sense. Doesn't seem like they're hiding then. Goddamn meat slabs. Where could they be? So they just picked up and leave after raising hell? The place's proximity to the border meant it was smaller than some of the other ones. But to the Minotaurs, the stronghold was enough of a prize of their victory, a monument to their brutalism. It's vile, but that's why it's unthinkable that they would simply take off. It seems like most of them really did head for the human realm. No, there's no way those big beasts could find a place to live without attention in that tiny town. In which case, they're building their strongholds where wormholes are likely to generate, and they're sending their forces over there. Makes sense to me. How was I supposed to negotiate with them when they were nowhere to be found? Pointless. Ah, damn it! Didn't even leave a scent for me to track. I'm a sitting duck out here. At this point, maybe I shouldn't search for Minotaurs, but for a wormhole big enough that one could fit through? Even if I were to do so, I can't throw my weight around with beasts too intimidated to deny me if I question them. In which case, I hate to say it, I need that stupid tiger. Where's that idiot? Throw me when you need him. He should have been here by now. Maybe he's being chased by some beast again. I was starting to get a bad feeling, but no matter where I went, he always seemed to find me with important info. Instead of waiting from here and wasting more time, I should take action. Something rumbled beneath my feet. It wasn't that the frozen water shook, but more like someone was knocking on the ice right below me. What could it be? I peeked down below. Q! What? Wait, what? Beneath the ice floor, I can make out a slight familiar cry. Did you just like swim under the iceberg and somehow find Ignis? Alright, back to Kotone's perspective. I slowly came to, feeling the warmth gradually return to my extremities. Given the environment, the piercing cold was inescapable. At the very least, I could breathe without pain, and I no longer shivered. I'm alive. I opened my eyes, only to realize I was inside of an igloo. Am I on the inside of a beast stronghold? I sit up and see that someone had tucked me into a thick blanket. Is this beast fur? Seems that my survival against the unforgiving cold was all thanks to this blanket. I wonder who gave me this. Now then, where was I anyway? Half scared, I glanced around the igloo's interior, then I eyed the exit. Oh, what? I've never seen this person. Who's this? This is not Bunny Girl. Young lesser beast from the Fox clan, I'm guessing. I make eye contact with a small young boy who is unlike the other beast children. He didn't resemble the bunnies. Instead, he had a pair of fuzzy ears and a wispy tail like a fox. Although he was watching me closely, which I took meant he stood guard, he showed reluctance to approach me. Were you the one that saved me? Yeah? Oh, okay. Thanks. You saved my life. Yeah. I don't know what voice should I give the fox? What does the fox say? I don't know. He nodded plainly, and although he was, for the most part, expressionless, I detected no hostility from him. Lesser beasts. Then other beasts of adult age entered. They poked their heads through the entrance. They acted cautiously, half out of concern for me and half for themselves. Oh! What about Kororo? I fully came to and raised my voice. Someone came rushing inside from outside the igloo, shoving the beasts out of the way. Oh, Ignis! Kotone! What are you doing here? Q! Ignis! Kororo! The firewolf, the man I wanted to see, came rushing in. In his hand, he held Kororo. According to Kororo, this hideout was situated near one of the Minotaur strongholds that Ignis was after. Wait, did Kororo say all that? Once I had been taken into this hideout, Kororo searched for Ignis, swimming through the sea to find him. Ignis noticed Kororo underneath the ice floor and was guided here. In turn, I told Ignis about how I was tossed into the gate to Bestia. After I finished my story, Ignis sat, disheartened. Doesn't sound like a gate malfunction or like what happened with Amasaki Island. Someone did it on purpose. Yeah, I hadn't even entered the gate room in the first place. I think someone entered Enchante through the gate and dragged me here. I figured that the only person capable of taking me to Bestia had to be a beast from here. If the cage bird and... Wait, is that ill? The cage bird and Canis didn't even notice the intruder. They're good at what they do. Anything you remember? Voice? Features? No, they covered my eyes and mouth. They didn't say a word either. I was assaulted from behind too. I don't think even Kororo, who was in my arms, saw them. Q. Judging by the circumstances, it was probably a Minotaur. But I doubt something that so big could fit through the Enchante gate. You're right. They'd probably get stuck in the door. It was a comical but surreal thought. I pulled up the covers as they slid down my shoulders. I took a deep breath, happy to be liberated from the hellish cold. I could finally stretch my fingers as they warmed. Oh, by the way, any idea why the beasts decided to save me? The beasts whose custody I was in didn't seem like much of a warring tribe. I wonder if I threatened them. As I contemplated the thought, the boy near the entrance spoke up at last. Your scent. Huh? Your scent. It smells like Ignis. Him. Ignis's scent? Is that why he saved me? What did it all mean? How do I put this? When I'm not fighting something, I'm responsible for guarding my village and these folks who live here. Oh, is that why you kept traveling back and forth to Bestia? Yeah. That said, though, it's just something I do to pass the time. Making contact with them scares them, so I rarely talk to them directly. Yeah, you really scared us at first. But it's different now. Huh? Ignis's eyes lit up at the boy's fragmented yet sincere remark. I heard a rumor. You're the beast who never kills. You fought the Minotaurs to save that beast. Cute? When I heard that, I was embarrassed. You also saved us long ago when our people were almost wiped out by the Minotaurs. We feared you for no good reason. Even still, you kept protecting us, and we never thanked you. So I saved her, hoping to atone a bit for that and return the favor. After hearing the boy's story, Ignis marched over to him. With his big, rugged hands, he patted the boy's head. Return the favor. Atonement? You're a kid, don't worry about all that. But, thanks. If you hadn't shown up, and she was left to die, I don't know if I would have ever been able to live it down. The boy placed his hand on the area where Ignis just patted him. Alright, frail beast boy. A weak demon beast boy who looks much like a fox. Who was saved previously by Ignis. He doesn't talk much, but has a kind heart. Glad to be of help. He smiled joyfully. Then, the snowfall began to lighten up, and I exited the igloo with Ignis, noticing someone running to us. Bro! There you are! Sorry to keep you waiting. Yeah, you did make me wait! Sorry. I got stuck in a blizzard on the way in and got lost. Wait, what? Why is the owner here? And Kotone too? Q. Kotone frowned as soon as Dromi approached us. Oh, it's a bit of a long story and a little complicated. I'm so sorry. Thought you would be safe inside Enchante. Well, if Miss Owner is here, does that mean the culprit knows there's a portal to Enchante? Oh, that's true. Damn it, never ends. Whatever, it's getting late. We have no choice. Let's head back to my village. Village? You mean wherever you come from is close to this settlement? Yep. Besides, if we stick around for too long, then they might get hit by raiders or something. Ideally, we should go back to the portal, but it's a little far away from here. The weather is crazy too. Yeah, I understand. We're in your debt for the night. Q! Afterwards, I give the young beast boy my thanks for saving me, and I bid the others goodbye. We set out into the icy world to head towards Ignis's hometown. I wrapped myself with the woolly blanket which the boy had given me. It was only a deterrent against the unruly Bestian winds, and I tagged close behind Ignis. From time to time, Ignis and Dromi would spot my footing, and we took breaks here and there to rest. We made our way through a narrow, winding path, climbing through glacial mountains and ice blocks. The layers of snow and ice darkened. This mysterious place seemed out of reach for explorers. I thought it was close. Unlike the rest of what I'd seen, here, settlements comprised of snow and ice. Throughout the interior and exterior of the settlement, everywhere I looked I saw fire. A spectacle I had never laid eyes on. I had the feeling that this place was special. Q! This is... Yep, my hometown, the Firewolf stronghold. Minotaur territory, Ignis' homeland in a remote region of Bestia. Unlike the territory of other demon beasts, it has a characteristic of being lit with flames. Oh, in fact, the folks here usually take good care of me too. As we chatted at the entrance. Oh, it's Ignis. We almost thought there was a raid. It was an older person, possibly in his 50s. Oh, it's middle age. He strangely resembled Ignis, but the fire covering his body was noticeably weaker. He appeared to be a fellow firewolf. Sorry for showing up unannounced, Uncle. Got any open rooms we can stay in for the night? Oh, Ignis' uncle. Of course, no problem at all. The man Ignis addressed as his uncle eyed me with Kororo nestled in my arms. Oh, good evening. Ignis has been treating me kindly. You! Oh, thank you for your kind greeting. At least she doesn't look like a violent beast. Young lady, how do you two know each other? Huh, I was unsure of how to respond. What should I say? Under normal circumstances, I would say that he's a regular at my cafe and that it would be the end of it, but... I don't think Ignis has told anyone about Enchante, has he? I guess it'd be rude to, like, try to throw this on Ignis. So let's, make him a story. A light bulb went off in my head. My connection with Ignis outside of Enchante was bundled in my arms. We're taking care of this little guy who we found abandoned. Cute! Yeah, something like that. I raised Kororo up as we offered our explanation, hoping he would take it. What is this thing? Thought it was just a chunk of snow. He's a baby of a species known as sea beasts. Ah, is that what it is? I hear those bring people good luck. Never thought I'd see one out here. Cute! Cute! His uncle fascination shifted from me to Kororo in an instant. He examined Kororo, touching his blubber rolls with great intrigue. Crisis averted. We said the wrong thing, we'd never hear the end of it. Haha, guess we're lucky to have Kororo with us. Right, since you're acquainted with Ignis, I can lend you a place to stay, no problem. I hate to ask for this in return, Ignis. Do you think you could come to visit a little more often? Oh, well... Not a lot of beasts bother coming to such a remote place, but we have precedent. You aren't here at the critical moment. Alright, I'll do my best. With that, the man arranged for a pair of igloos for us to use as lodging for the night. But... something peculiar caught my attention. I surveyed the compound as we were escorted. Even considering that it was past midnight, the firewolf population here was dramatically lower than I expect of a place this big. If I had to guess, I would say I saw no more than 20 firewolves at most. But they all had one thing in common. I feel like everybody's shocked to see you, Ignis. Not surprised. I don't visit too often. They're probably confused a bit. Plus, firewolves aren't, for a lot of reasons, naturally confrontational. So, maybe they're scared to approach me since I'm always up for a challenge to my title as the strongest beast. You mentioned that the only person he could be himself around was the man guiding him. He trusted the man who he referred to as his uncle. I never knew he had a guardian. Ignis told all of this to me casually, a conversational aside as we walked. But for me, it began to stir some complex feelings inside of me. Little cozy room. Yep, there. Bet you're gonna be all nice and cozy with these blankets, huh, Miss Owner? Indeed. Those should be more than enough. Thanks for bringing them over to me, Dromy. No need to thank me. You always treat me with delicious ice cream and coffee. By the way, Oh, Goro's angry. Cure. Goro's laying on the floor, but I think he keeps inching closer and closer. Look, if you could, Miss Owner, could you tell him not to bite me? I'd really appreciate it. Just when I take my eyes off you. Bad boy, Kororo. Cute. Kororo backed away, slightly discouraged. But thankfully, it was enough to deter him. He retreated playfully, sparing Dromy from his vicious crawl. Vicious crawl? Ugh, I'm saved. I'm sorry about Kororo. Oh, by the way, which igloo is Ignis staying at? Shortly after I was escorted to my igloo, he hurried outside. Was he already asleep? Oh, I'm pretty sure that my bro is standing watch outside the stronghold. Standing watch? Yep, he's making sure no other violent beast track our scent here. I bet. He's standing on the pathway we trekked through to get here. I see. Anyway, I'm going back to my room. I'll be 2 igloos over, so let me know if you need anything. Q. You can go to sleep here if you're so sleepy, Koro. Q. I'm going outside for a little bit. I wrapped my blanket around myself and ambled onto the snowy road. Midway, I made contact with an ice block and gasped at his coldness. I spot the werewolf whose flames stuck out like a sore thumb in a sea of white. He wasn't doing much of anything. He stood in an upright position, gazing up at the evening sky absent-mindedly. Without saying a word, I approached him. I stood beside Ignis as if to mimic him. I look up at the sky. Snowflakes continue to float down from the sky. They were like translucent snow crystals, illuminating the moonlight like jewels. Bestia's sky is beautiful at this time of night. Heh, that's a first. I've never heard anyone call this wasteland beautiful. Not in my life. What are you doing out here? We came all this way just so you'd have somewhere to relax for once. We're heading back to the portal first dawn, so go on and get some sleep, got it? Yes, of course. I'll head right back, but I just want to check up on you. Shouldn't you sleep too, Ignis? Nah, it's one of those night shifts. Don't worry about me. 1 or 2 all-nighters aren't a big deal for beasts. I see. That's good, I think. Yachoo! In my case, not so much. The scattered glaciers which dotted the range intensified the chill of winds blowing through them. Told ya. But it is pretty cold. He trails off, taking a minute to look at our surroundings. I wasn't sure how much longer I can handle. Well, as you can see, there's not much here. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. Oh. Oh, hug. Without asking for consent. There you go. Not so cold anymore, right? We'll drink it in. Our personal heater. He was forceful, not so much aggressive as it was confident as he pulled me into him. My body was being gently embraced by Ignis. I'm just being cautious, but let me know if it's too hot to handle. As soon as I made contact with his body. Thank you. I was enveloped in a warmth in more ways than one. He stared longingly at my face for a few moments. On that day, when Koro finally found me after all that searching, I immediately thought of you being stuck in Bestia, all by yourself, and my heart froze. He spoke from his heart softly, candidly. I was afraid that maybe some beast might have murdered you. Just thinking about it made me want to howl uncontrollably. Kotone, you're still here, huh? You're here now with me. You didn't let this cruel place devour you. You're alive. Ignis, as if to reaffirm his notions, pulls me closer into him. I notice his arms trembled against me. Yes, I'm alive. Thanks to the young fox boy. No, thanks to your mercy and commitment to peace. To relieve him of his anxieties, this time I nestled my body into his. I see. If somehow my lifetime of fighting saved your life, then it was all worth it. At least something good came out of it. A lifetime of fighting. I let this sentiment sink in for a moment as I pressed in closer. Hey, why are there so few firewolves who live in the stronghold? Oh, most of them were killed a long time ago. These days, I'm about the only person left that can put up a decent fight. So, every time I come back to Bestia, I make sure to keep an eye on him. That was my first inclination, and I anticipated his confirmation. Hearing it come out of his mouth, I couldn't shake the grief welling in my chest. Still, I want to get to know Ignis more. I want to know why he expressed so much contempt for this world, for his home from time to time. So I composed myself, hoping I wasn't prying too much. I don't mind telling you, but if it gets too heavy, then tell me. I'll stop whenever you want. Okay. Just as I was about to ask Ignis, seemingly read my thoughts, or my expression rather. He began to open up, unraveling his tragic history, and the reasons which motivated him to become the greatest fighter Bestia had ever seen. My people, the Firewolves, began as a small, tight-knit tribe that did their best to resist being wiped out a long time ago. The truth is, we've always been persecuted. Ever since Bestia's ancient times, people set out to exterminate the Firewolves. It became something of a pastime, a baseless, bizarre tradition that sadly has survived through the generations. We've experienced torment, oppression, and suffering in ways that went beyond murder. Also, a tribe's stronghold is always under threat of raiding tribes that want to come and sack it. That's what happened when I was a kid. Flames spread, melting our stronghold. Red-stained snow, a scarlet of another name. Corpses of my kin, faces I saw alive and, well, moments ago, strewn on the ground. Among them were the women and small children incapable of defending themselves. Those lifeless bodies were trampled, kicked around. The raiders did nothing but laugh. They chased any surviving firewolves as they were playing a game of tag, murdering their targets for sport. On that day, I saw the face of evil. I remember it so clearly. All I could do was howl in rage. A scorching rage which consumed me. Before I knew it, I lashed back at them. That part of the story is kind of fuzzy. When I came to, the raiders vanished from our stronghold. That's right. According to the firewolves who managed to hide during the raid. Apparently, I went on a rampage and thrashed at the invaders until they were driven away. That was when it was discovered that I was one of the strongest firewolves in our history, but that didn't matter a bit, because during my rampage, the surviving firewolf folks I spent time with every day of my life, people I called my friends, were murdered. That scared little kid. I was fending off a bunch of raiders and he came running towards me. But in my bloodlust, my manic state, I couldn't save him. In fact, I couldn't remember a thing. That's why I couldn't live by the rules of this world that have haunted my life ever since. The same went for Dromi. Sure, he might prance like an idiot all the time, but his entire family was murdered too. In fact, his situation is probably far more tragic than mine, since he's the last of his species. Firewolves and werecats lived closely for years. We both suffered the same fate of persecution. We were neighbors. That's how he was taken in by the Firewolf tribe. Well, at the end of the day, this only made life tougher for him, having to contend with raid after raid. His resilience is the sole reason that he's alive today. After gazing at the field, Ignis stared at the vast field of ice upon which a massacre could be happening, just as it had so many times before. Beasts tend to use combat instincts to their advantage. Succumbing to that lust, they fight to prove they can. I'm a beast too. So I have to admit, I've come to accept that fact. Fighting gives me purpose. But he continued with a whimper in his voice. Why kill? No one needs to die in the pursuit of glory. What happens out in the wild is one thing, where survival is determined by the fittest. It's complicated, but I can understand. But things aren't like that in Bestia. Beasts kill each other for the sole purpose of usurping power. It determined everything here, and it affects people who have no intention or desire to fight. Cruelty signed in blood. Ever since I was a little kid, this has plagued me, but I've yet to hear justifications for the lives we lost. I listened without saying a word as Ignis's voice cracked. Perhaps this was the first time he had ever opened up about his trauma. Each world felt cumbersome and awkward. He looked insecure about whether or not he could accurately convey the storm that raged inside of him. As a response, I mustered a single nod of affirmation. Seeing this, he finally... I climbed to the top of Bestia, hoping one day I could change it. If I could become the greatest fighter without shedding any blood. I thought that maybe one day it would inspire some beast out there. At last, he revealed what he fights for in this world. At this point, I have no delusions that peace will tame this war-torn world, but at the very least, I wanted to adopt values that would pay respect to those I killed. So Ignis kept fighting. Despite the persecution, despite being an outcast, he wanted to usher in a new world. One without killing or bloodshed. But, judging by the condition of the Minotaurs... But at the end of the day, becoming Bestia's greatest fighter changed nothing. I'm ambushed every time I return. In fact, all it's done is increase the bloodshed. They want me dead, or they die trying. Hey, Kotone. You don't have to say anything, just hear me out. Instead of answering verbally, I give a slight nod for an answer. I let him know I'm listening, and that I'm catching every single word. Why? Why has the place I call home surrendered to such cruelty? If there was somebody long ago who's the root of all this bloodshed, I will always forsake him. Ignis unleashed his aimless anger out towards the desolate tundra. After saying everything he needed to say, Ignis quietly took a breath and exhaled. Thanks for listening. I think I've always needed to get these feelings off my chest. Someone willing to listen. Was it really okay to tell me? I'm just a human who knows nothing about Bestia. That's alright. No, I wanted to tell you. Why is that? Huh? Why? Well, you know... I've grown fond of you for, listening. Without missing a beat, his stomach began to growl. We looked at each other, and immediately... we couldn't contain our laughter. The old stomach growl, the disruptive romantic moment. Oh, come on. Did you time that? Is this normal? I can't help it, alright? Doesn't matter how I'm feeling. When I'm hungry. Excuses aside, Ignis could hardly contain his laughter as well. After his sorrowful story came the kind of typical exchange we would have at Enchante. Being flung into this place might have spelled total disaster, at least at first, but I was beginning to think that as long as I remind myself that I'm with Ignis, as long as we can laugh together, I would find peace through the chaos. In the end, we spent a few more minutes getting out all of our laughs out. But Ignis, why in the world is your stomach growling so loud? You were fine before I got here. Well, maybe it's because you're so close. Do you have some food on you or something? Huh? Why would I? I was dragged here in the middle of the night. Of course I don't. Figures, but still. I smell something tasty coming from you. Something tasty? Maybe I smell like food because I cooked before I came? No, maybe. By the way, those lunches you prepared were pretty good. Thanks a lot. Happy to hear it. I made quite a bit of food. Were you able to eat it all? No, well, yeah. You made it after all. Of course I ate it all, but... Well, it's like... As expected, as soon as I got here, I got attacked by a roving band of beasts, which mean I worked up an appetite and... Wait a minute. Don't tell me you ate it all! Seriously? All in one day? At least I savored it, alright? That's fine and all, but... his appetite was totally insatiable. Bro! Big trouble! Huh? As the footsteps drawing closer echoed, we broke our embrace immediately. What do you want, Dromy? I thought you went to bed already. I was asleep, but the other firewolf slapped me awake. Anyway, bro, you gotta come back to the stronghold immediately. They spotted some Minotaurs near the stronghold. Minotaurs? With Dromy's report, we rushed back to the stronghold. Oh, it is Ignis's uncle. Over here, Ignis! Guided by the firewolf, Ignis and I ran beneath the frigid sky. As long as there were Minotaurs around, separating from Ignis would be dangerous. I could be taken hostage, like last time. For those reasons, it was best for me to accompany him to wherever the Minotaurs may be hiding. Somewhere in the field of ice, south of the settlement. Oh, well, there they were. We came to a mutual decision among us that instead of engaging with them immediately, we would surveil them behind the ice blocks. It didn't seem as though they were searching necessarily for the Firewolf stronghold. The reason being... What? One by one, the group of Minotaurs would jump into a dark, warping hole. In other words, a wormhole. Bingo! Didn't expect to find a wormhole right next to home. Do you think that the wormhole is connected to the human world? Probably. Canis and Cagebird are still over there, so we won't have to worry about them too much, but... Ignis said this under his breath, right before he lightly tapped my shoulder. He leapt from behind the ice block, revealing himself to the Minotaurs. Oh yeah, we're just gonna fight. I hid in the shadows, and his uncle and I did our best to contain our breathing. The Minotaurs, noticing Ignis's appearance, all turned to face him simultaneously. Their eyes were, as expected, the same as those we saw at the GPM and downtown. Yep, they've gone mad all right. Wonder how much damage they caused on the way here. But for now, to prevent them from using any other wormholes, I'll wipe them out! He flashed a confident smile and ignited his flames, sprinting towards the Minotaurs heading for the wormhole. The wolf howled, digging his fiery fangs into his opponents relentlessly. Just as he did before. Or maybe better than that. Ignis easily subdued the Minotaurs. But... one of the Minotaurs cleaved into another that Ignis had knocked out. Oh, it shredded its fallen comrade as if to distract Ignis. Huh? Ignis thankfully was unharmed, but he was overcome with surprise at the sight of this merciless act. Are they just like attacking each other now? The other Minotaurs followed suit and they began breaking out into mass violence. Without any fear or hesitation against the fists and flames blocking their path. Some attacked Ignis, some attacked their own kin, running into flames head-on. They battled Ignis without fear, knowing he could easily crush their bones. What's with these guys? This is getting difficult. This is his motto, not to kill, but now they're just like killing each other. There were no casualties, but I had to avert my eyes from the wave of violence. Thanks to Ignis' efficient subduing of the Minotaurs, I was spared from witnessing further bloodshed. But one remained. Odd Minotaur. There was a lone Minotaur watching the battlefield from afar. We only noticed him as the dust settled. The beast opened his mouth. Oh, this one can talk! Thick drops of viscous saliva dripped from his mouth, splashing onto the snowy ground. It's clear he isn't sane. But one thing was, we finally encountered a Minotaur that may be able to communicate with us. To grasp this one-time opportunity, Ignis lowered his fists. Instead, he threw out a question. Hey, meat slab! What the hell do you want? What does killing me in the human world get you? Unless you take me down in Bestia and put my corpse on display, you can't prove that you killed me.
No. No! Our people are no longer concerned with the glory of being the strongest.
What did you say? Ignis was taken slightly aback. The Minotaur cackled in the distance as the icy air swirled around us.
Our purpose is only one thing only. By any means necessary, no matter the location, to kill you. You are a threat. You are an anomaly. One we'll stop at nothing to eliminate.
Huh? Ignis lowered his shoulders, letting the Minotaur's words sink in. Anomaly? Why? Because I refuse to kill? Why can't you just let me live? In response to Ignis's confused response, oh, I gotta cough for real. No, man. The Minotaur bent over backwards, breaking into heavy, patronizing laughter. What's so funny?
Refuse to kill? You're a fake. How comical to think you're concerned about the lives of others.
The beast grinned, continuing in his ridicule.
Because you're a killer. Remember the raid on your stronghold. The raiding beasts and your fellow firewolves. All of them.
There was an unforeseen revelation, one even Ignis wasn't aware of. What? Ignis's jaw dropped, completely dumbfounded. The Minotaur continued.
You lost your sanity and went on a rampage. You just don't remember. You know, Ignis. Or actually, you don't, do you?
In the face of the Minotaur's accusations, the color drained from Ignis's face. That's bullcrap! All you've been doing is spouting nonsense! You think I'm a killer? That I would kill my kin? That's stupid! Who would believe such a baseless claim?
The evidence is right here. See for yourself. It must be nostalgic for you to get a whiff of this scent.
The Minotaur chuckled, throwing in an object towards Ignis. A ruined armlet. It differed in size, but it resembled the one Ignis wore on his arm. The moment he caught it, Ignis's eyes shot open, full of disbelief. This is... Didn't this belong to the kid that died that day? By that kid, could he mean his dear friend whom he had lost when he was a boy? Why would the Minotaur have it? But upon closer inspection, Ignis was surprised for another reason entirely. His gaze was affixed, the dried blood on it, What? Why? Why is my scent mixed in to the blood on this armlet?
Isn't it obvious?
No sooner after the Minotaur answered. Ignis grabbed his head, crying at the top of his lungs in sheer agony. Firewolf man, yeek! Stop it! They're the enemy over there! Why are you attacking us? Yag! Ignis, please, stop this! What's gotten into you? Do you not recognize who we are? You're... Ignis!
Your face. Do you finally remember?
Ignis's body jerked in reaction to the Minotaur's whispered taunt. He howled out as if in utter denial to the accusation. No! No! This must be some kind of mistake! I never killed anybody! Even the other firewolves know!
Try asking them again. Like the one over there. Doesn't she know what happened?
He noticed my presence. Beyond that, someone stepped out, and without objecting to the Minotaur's words, Ignis's uncle. I guess he would have been alive back then. He looked shaky, uncomfortable, and his hesitation was troubling, perhaps giving credence to the Minotaur's taunt. Ignis spoke to the silent man, his voice quivering with worry. Hey, Uncle! Say something! This isn't funny! Tell him how I drove the invaders away without killing anyone! You're the one who told me that when I was little. After desperately pleading with them to reject the Minotaur's claims, I'm sorry, Ignis, but you know it to be true. Your repressed memories are not mistaken. In other words, what is this? So the real reason why the other firewolves avoid me, why they won't... Yes. They fear for their lives, just as the beasts and firewolves from that fateful day did. Wait! Please! I couldn't help but interject in confusion. Then why? Why is Ignis still accepted in the stronghold? Of course. At the time, there were many who felt that Ignis posed a great threat. The one who talked them down and chose to hide the truth was none other than myself. The man said so plaintively. But his tone was unkind to Ignis. Could you really, blame him, though? There was just killing everywhere, so... his instincts just went haywire. Settle down, you all. Several good points have been made, but you must think rationally. After countless raids and Ignis's rampage, he is our last battle-trained firewolf. If we kill him now, what'll happen to us the next time our stronghold is attacked? In order for the firewolves to survive and leave descendants, we must prepare for the worst and use him. For now, this dreadful monster must be our asset. Oh, come on, he's just a kid. He's just a kid in like a kill or be killed world. They used him out of nothing but fear and for penance. Monster? Asset? The cruel designation delivered from his relative, no less, was a heavy blow. His hands fell limp. And from them slipped his friend's memento, his dying artifact, sinking into the plush snow. The Minotaur cackled at the grieving Ignis.
I'll tell you once more. One more thing while I'm at it. No other beasts lose control of themselves or rampage other than you.
And I don't think that's true. Like, we've seen like all the killing that's been going on. This Minotaur's attacking the weak for nothing. What? Now what? Ignis looked like he wanted to cover his ears. But the Minotaur went on without mercy.
Beasts are self-centered and cruel. For that precise reason, they never go berserk. Each retains their sanity. However, you are different. You fight, go berserk, run rampant, and kill. You are far more dangerous than us who fight with our conscience intact.
Wait, you can tell that to your friends who, like, have no sanity. Normally, Ignis wouldn't hesitate to call the Minotaur out for his lies. But right now, Ignis... Hey, Uncle! He was powerless and all he wanted was truth. He used to tell me that beasts succumb to their instincts from too much fighting. That's what you always told me. That's right. They were all lies. Lies in order to prevent you from rampaging. All to keep you in check. It was the only way to contain you, and for the others not to ostracize you. So you mean everything I believed in was all of it was a lie? Ignis finally fell into complete silence, hanging his head downward.
Now do you understand? Ignis, you are in Bestia nothing but a monster. This is why, despite your strength, you cannot save anyone.
Then the Minotaur turned his back to us without another word, as if his mission was accomplished. He left the dumbstruck Ignis behind, sneering in triumph. At the same time, because the active wormhole was unstable, its opening silently closed. As for the man, who was revealed to have lied to Ignis for his whole life, I'm sorry, Ignis. You must forgive me. He apologized profusely, then headed back to the stronghold. I don't know how I feel about this guy. Yeah, you're sorry, but then, like, you said you're only using your nephew as an asset, but you still don't like him. We stayed behind. The confusion, the shock, it all lingered in that wintry air, in the light of Ignis's truth. Ignis? I came out of hiding from behind the ice blocks and called upon him, but his gaze was pointed to the ground and he refused to answer. Then, told me to back away. The flames covering his body ignited as if to reject anyone from coming in. Who dis? Finally, I found you! Something white, other than snow, came descending from the night sky. Oh, his wings were spotted with black. We heard his voice trembling in the cold, and we saw it belonged to... Oh, right. The other guys at the cafe are probably worried. Ill, what are you doing here? That's actually my line. Ill, who appeared before us, shivered profusely, just as he did last time you visited Bestia. You disappeared, so we had a hunch. We came here looking for you using the GPM's wormhole. Oh, that's right. Sorry for worrying you. Are you okay in these conditions? Wait, of course not. Yes. I used a fairly powerful detection spell. Several, actually, to find you. I have only a bit of stamina left. Every now and then, he swiped the snow that fell upon his wings, and Ill, unaware of what just happened, called out to Ignis. So Ignis, I don't know what happened, but I'm glad you found her already. In my current state, I haven't the strength to put up a fight if things come to that. Is that right? Ignis, what's the matter? You sound a little... Ill, please let him be, and don't pry too much for now. Understood. Then for now, shall we head back to the gate? Yes, we were planning to spend the night out here, but if we do, Ill might pass out. But first, out to find Kororo. He's still inside the Firewolf stronghold. Allow me to retrieve him for you. By stronghold, do you mean the settlement with the flames? I saw it on my flight in. Yes, and if you can, could you tell Dromi that we're going home too? He nodded in affirmation and powered through his tiredness towards the Firewolf stronghold. I stepped into the snow, walking towards the silent Ignis. Let's go home, Ignis. I muttered to him quietly. If you're going home, you should go alone. It was painful, but I understood why he refused to come along. There was so much he needed to process. But I just couldn't. I couldn't leave Ignis, who looked ready to collapse behind by himself. So I reached out to him. I took his trembling arm and put it under mine. I wouldn't let go until he nodded. I found my resolve holding this thought as I grasped him firmly against me. It seemed as though Ignis barely had the strength left for anything, much less to shake me off. Oh, Ignis's perspective. This chapter's long. Drink some water. Ignis's voice is like super killer on my voice. What was it all for? My path. My entire life. Any of my convictions. All of my beliefs were shattered, and my vision darkened, growing dim under the sharp moonlight. Like an idiot, the emotions began to pile in my heart. I wanted nothing more than to scream. Took everything out of me to contain it. The thin, soft hand which hung desperately to me belonged to Kotone. I had no idea what to tell her. I couldn't look at Kotone directly, so when I shifted my gaze, I spotted, coincidentally, the blood splatter left from my skirmish with the Minotaurs. In that moment, the smell of blood paints my vision red. Then, I couldn't understand what I had done. In this situation, I instinctively cover my mouth. What was that? What was that? Why did I react that way to the blood? My memories are fragmented. I don't know what I was thinking inside the red periphery. Only an odd sensation, one that ignited in my chest. It turned my heart into a burning star. Uh-oh. Oh, back to Kotone's perspective. Sometime afterward. Q! Koro, who Il went to retrieve, was returned to me. As we made our way back to the gate so that Il won't pass out. Q? Koro stuck his body out of my arms and probed curiously around the area. Q. In particular, he was fixed on one location, unwilling to budge. What's the matter, Koro? Let's go home. Q. Okay. Chapter 3. Oh, finally get to take a break. Alright, well, a lot of this is confusing. I don't really understand the wormhole thing. I feel like there just has to be something more to that. Like, it's too much of a coincidence. And yeah, I feel like the whole blaming Ignis thing for killing, I feel like that's just like kind of a bullcrap reason, because I feel like he was just like a product of his environment. But otherwise, like at his core, he's like a good person, wants to not be like everyone else in the world and just like avoid killing. But he can't, because it's just a killer instinct. Well, anyway, I need to take a break. Maybe take some cough drops. My voice is so sore after trying to voice Ignis's gravelly voice. I hope you guys had a relaxing time, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.